Here we are on day 11 of the Daily Dose of Reality with advice columnist Deborrah Cooper and moi. For those of you who may be new to this channel, I've been an online advice columnist since the early 1990s. I started on AOL, and then I went to Net Noir, and then I started my own blog, AskHeartbeat.com, in 1997. And a few years later, I did Surviving Dating. So Ask Harvey was like for the younger group, and Surviving Dating was for the more mature crowd. People who maybe have been married and divorced or something like that. It really was targeting a 30-plus audience. And then I went to Blog Talk Radio for 7 years, and now I'm here on YouTube. So, I haven't been writing much. I just prefer to talk. So this is what we've been doing. You like my new dress? And it lets me see how little sun I've been getting on the rest of my body. It's like, man, I am like pale as hell. I gotta like start wearing some tank tops and get out in the sun or something. This is just ridiculous. I like to be like toasty brown. This is like, yeesh. But whatever, we just gonna roll with it. So let's get started. Dear Deborah, how can I trust my boyfriend if I've been hurt in the past by other guys? That's it? That's the one question? By the way, I let my cousin put all these together because it's just too many letters. I became kind of overwhelmed. So I told her just pick 6 or 7 of them and then put them in a document, and then I'll answer them when I get on the air. So let's see. How can I trust my boyfriend if I've been hurt in the past by other guys? I think the number one thing you have to do is take responsibility for your thoughts and your actions. Nobody controls your thoughts and your actions but you. So you have to decide if you're going to let this old shit go, or if you're going to hang on to it and shoot yourself in the foot. Because just like you would want if you got with a guy and he started talking about some, bitches from his past, you don't want to have to fight ghosts of someone's past. You want a clean slate to, write your own story on. So it's not really fair when you talking about what, these other people did, because look at this face. Am I that person? So that's been a big sticking point with me when guys start talking about, well, I've been hurt, I've been this. See, I just look at that as just this bullshit ass game. And so if you talk that kind of stuff to a guy, he might have the attitude I do, which is, who gives a shit what happened to you in your past? I'm here now. So let's talk about what's happening today, and tomorrow and next week. Let's not talk about what happened 2, 5, 12 years ago. So your anger is misdirected, and you don't understand that by hanging on to that old stuff, you're shooting yourself in the foot. Because what people don't understand is you put up these walls, right? You think, I'm going to protect myself. I'm going to put up a wall. I'm going to make sure that, only certain people get in. I'm going to do this and that, blah, blah, blah. So what you do is you put up this like solid brick wall to like the heavens, and you think that you're only protecting yourself. But what you're really doing is there's 3 things going on. Okay, yes, you are protecting yourself. I'm not going to say that you're not. You're protecting yourself from potential, maybe possible pain. But what you're also doing is blocking out potential possible love, and any love and stuff that you have to give to other people, that's also being blocked. Because walls work 2 ways. They don't just deflect. They also keep stuff inside. So it's like you're putting yourself in an emotional cage in order to worry about the possibility of getting hurt. But let me explain something to you. Being hurt is a part of life. There's just no way around it. There's going to be emotional pain. There's going to be psychic pain. There's going to be physical pain. I can't tell you how many different pains I've had from different car accidents. I fell down the stairs one time when I was doing Soul Beat Television here in Oakland. Luckily, I dislocated my shoulder, broke my collarbone. I was just like all kinds of fucked up. And it happened within like 5 seconds. And my friend took me to the emergency room up in Highland, which was the closest hospital to where I lived at the time. It just so happened that the x-ray tech had just been watching my show on TV before he started his shift. And he's like, I just saw you on TV because it was a live, television show. He said, I just saw you like 20 minutes ago. What happened? I'm like, I don't know. So because he knew me, he let me go. He took me in front of all those people that was lined up to get their x-rays. And, so I was able to get, taken care of, and other than scream and holler in the hallway. So, pain is something that, of course, we don't want to feel. I remember that feeling. That was nothing compared to labor pains. But you have to give people the opportunity to write their own story. If you, and I'm serious right now, if you can't do that, I mean, if you really feel that you cannot take that risk at this present time, then please stop trying to date. You're not ready. Go and get yourself into some therapy, work with a counselor, heal yourself, and then start trying to date, because you are the business of romance and relationship. You have to be fully present, and you have to be a whole person. Otherwise, when you go out, you're going to be a damaged, partial person, and you're going to get involved with other damaged, partial people because you don't have your self-esteem and your self-respect and your mind right. So I would recommend that be the path that you take. Either you let go of all that ancient stuff and you embrace the guy that's in front of you right now, or you don't embrace any man and you get yourself into some therapy. Those are your two options. Letter number 2. Sometimes I listen to the Steve Harvey show on my morning commute just for entertainment. This morning I heard his strawberry letter. His advice is just so whack, and it's geared towards males. He just said that a man is in a committed relationship doesn't mean he's serious. I don't understand that. He said a man could be committed to a woman without being serious about her. Can you explain that? Is that like a man being in a relationship just for the sake of it, but committed on a superficial level, but his feelings lie elsewhere? What do you think about what he said? About 20 years ago, I don't know, it might be 15, but it was a hell of a long time ago. I wrote this article called Relationships of Convenience. It's probably still on my blog, on the Ask Heartbeat blog, because I remember revising it when I put up the blog in its new format, and that was probably about, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years ago. So you need to understand that just because a man is in a relationship with you, it doesn't mean that he's in love. That's what that article tried to explain to women. Some guys just enjoy, the feeling of having someone, of having an active sex partner, somebody to keep them company, somebody to warm the bed at night, somebody to keep them from being lonely. They don't really have any emotional attachment to that woman other than what they might have to, like, a dog. I hate to say that, but it's really true. I remember at some point, that was probably about 2008, 2009, I was talking to this guy who's really popular on the internet. I should not mention his name, but we used to have a lot of very interesting conversations, and one of the conversations we had, he admitted to me that men will play a game with women, and they will pretend to feel more than what they do. They will give the illusion of being in a committed relationship because they know that's what women want. So it's not like their feelings really lie anywhere else. Their feelings don't lie anywhere because they're not having any. Most men, I really hate to say it, and I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just like really just letting women know most men are narcissists. And they think about themselves. They're like a toddler. That's all they do. They think about what they want, what they need, what they like, what they believe, what they want, what they think, everything is about them. And they are shocked when you point that out to them. It's like, why you only think about yourself? No, I'm not. And then you break it down step by step how they are, and they just sit there looking at you with this incredulous expression because they don't see themselves as being that way. But a lot of men fall into relationship convenience because the woman's just around all the time. They slide into a situation where she's, comfortable. I mean, she's around. I mean, they just pick her, and sometimes they marry her because she's the one that's in their face. That's why women don't understand how a guy can be in a relationship for 7, 8, 10 years with one woman, and then 8 months later, a year later, he's married to somebody else. Well, it was so happened is when the time when he decided that he was going to care about someone else other than just himself, the person who was in his face is the one that he married. It's just that simple. That's just how simple men are. But you got to understand that when you're in a relationship of convenience like this, what you know what Steve Harvey expressed, um, it's typically a one-sided relationship. One person's loving and the other one's just benefiting from that love, but not really giving any return. One person is loving and expressing this love and desire and affection, all stuff, and the other person is just like, that's nice, dear, you know, and they're not really giving much of themselves at all. You worry about rather, your partner being happy, being healthy, being safe, secure, well fed, healthy also, but they don't ever express that same thing about you. So whether it's for um, sexual reasons, which is very common, it might be for a place to live. Guys will fake that they love you, because they ain't about to be homeless. They need somebody to move in with. Oh, baby, I love you. I love you. It's just gonna be me and you. Because they don't want to be living out a trash can like Oscar the Grouch. Or they, you have money. The women, a lot of dudes talk about gold diggers, but these men are digging just as much gold because women got more. Black women especially got more than black men these days. On a number per number scale. So they want to move into her house. They want to drive her car. They want her to use their credit card on him, buy him clothes, all this sort of stuff. So that that's another aspect of it as well, and of the relationship convenience. Then you also have those situations where guys will get with you because they have more nefarious reasons, which are because you have children in their select age group, the age group that they're most interested in. And you know what I'm talking about. This is very common for single moms, and this is what I think is going on in the next letter. Letter number 3. Dear Deborah, my boyfriend seems so cold around me. If I am upset, he doesn't comfort me. He treats me like I am 5 by not letting me have anything that I want. We have been together for over 2 years. See, no. He tells my daughter that he loves her right in front of me, but he has never told me once that he loves me. For Christmas, I got a set of pots and pans from him. He sleeps in our spare bedroom, but he says it's because our bed is too hard on his back. I love him so much, but now he shows me no love in return, except for an occasional kiss on the cheek and a rare kiss on the lips. I don't know what to do. I don't mean to be selfish, but everyone needs love. Please help me. I don't know why she don't see what's going on here, but I guess that's why I'm here. Okay, why does he not say he loves you? Because he doesn't. From my perspective, it looks like he's more there to have access to your daughter than he is to be with you. Now, there's no reason for a man to tell a female child that is not his that he loves her right in her mother's face, but he will not tell that to her mother. And you don't see a problem with that? This dude, something's wrong with him. This whole situation is all kinds of fucked up. Okay, now, apparently, you got pots and pans. Well, I mean, that's not a romantic thing, but that's Christmas. Usually when people give you something romantic, it's for your birthday, Valentine's Day, something like that. Christmas, that's no biggie. But I can see where, that might be upsetting to you since you evidently don't get too many gifts from him. You wanted something that showed an emotional connection. I understand that. But you have to understand at this point, you're not a priority to this man. It doesn't seem like he's going out of his way to do anything for you that you like. He's not going to give you anything. He's not making no effort. Everything that has to do with you, I'm looking at, it's like a criticism, treating you like you're 5, what you say, by not letting you have anything that you want. I mean, but you don't have a voice? You can't tell him, fuck you, motherfucker, I'm going to do what the hell I want to do? But you just sit there like a little child and just let him boss you around? I'm thinking, when you look at a man who is in a relationship with a woman and he's not saying he loves you, there's like no talk of the future, no planning for the future, nothing. But you do everything for him and you make things really easy for him, and you treating him like he's your husband, but he's not reciprocating. That's a clue. You want something that's not going to ever happen. This is a really sad letter, and I'm just so suspicious. I'm looking at what you just said about him sleeping in the guest room. Is this guest room close to your daughter's room? Is this guest room far enough away from you so that when you're sleeping at night, you won't hear him get up and go in your daughter's room? Something is wrong with this picture. I want you to stop pretending that you have a boyfriend, that you have a relationship with this man. I want you to kick his ass out, and I want you to go on with your life, and I want you to stop letting your daughter be the focal point for you keeping this man around, because that's all that's happening. If he loves her, he stick around for her, but you don't even understand what's going on and why he loves her so much. See, oh hell no, you got some kind of twisted thinking going on here where you call that man a boyfriend, but keeping him around, you're putting your child at extreme risk. I don't understand why you don't see this, or perhaps you do and you just don't want to accept it. But your daughter is what's keeping this man in your life, and you need to kick him the fuck out. You need to kick your own ass too, since I can't get to you, because this is some dumb shit. This is some super dumb shit. I just can't believe you. All right, letter number 4. See, that kind of shit pisses me off. I would like to know your thought on this one. I've been dating a man for 4 years. Wow. We have plans to get married next year. We have a child together. He has not told the mother of his other child that we have a child together. What the fuck she need to know for? I mentioned that to him so that by Christmas 2017, if he did not tell her, that it was over. Well, I met the young lady New Year's of 2018. This young lady opened her home to me, and I ate dinner there, and we had a 2-hour conversation. She asked me, do I have a child by him? I said no. I feel as though I owe her the truth, so I want to tell her. I answered her no because I felt it was his place to tell her, not me. Where do these people come from? I'm like, okay, whether it was his place to tell her or not, you sat in that woman's house eating up her food, drinking up her liquor, and you lied to her face. Okay, nobody made you do it. You chose to be that bitch. And I'm like, what the fuck? What are you, like a big ass baby? You can't say nothing? Did she ask you a point blank question? You're supposed to say yes. We have a whatever year old, son, daughter, whatever. And its name is blah blah. Whip out a picture and show the bitch. That's what you're supposed to do. You don't need to be hiding and playing these stupid ass little juvenile games with this woman, because that child that she has and your child are brother and sister, or brother and brother, or whatever they are. They're related. So you sit in a position, all you adults are just playing stupid ass games and not even thinking it remotely about the children. Those children should be trying to have some kind of relationship. This sounds like a sensible woman. She's not trying to be your enemy. She invited you into her home, and she asked you that question for a reason. She was giving you the opportunity to tell her the truth and show her what kind of woman you were, and your ass failed. Like, I mean, major fail. You just like totally just blew it. My suggestion is, if you have her email address or you know her at home address, which obviously you do since you went there, write her a letter. Explain to her how stupid you were and why you were stupid. I mean, she probably would just roll her eyes and think you a nut, but at least you can try. Explain that you thought it was really his responsibility and you were caught off guard. I mean, make some bullshit ass excuse and tell her that you're sorry. You lied to her face and everything, and you've been thinking about it constantly since, and you just feel so ashamed. Blah 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 blah. Your mother didn't raise you like that. You better pour the sauce on real thick. And you know how much we would love for the children to get to know each other, because after all, they are siblings. And you're happy that she's such a civil woman, and you were just like a nutcase and blah. You do what you need, make it sound good. But you need to be a woman about yours. And stop with this bullshit ass weakness game and this posing and finger pointing. That's not the way to do it. And for you to advance to the level where you can call yourself a real woman, not a little girl, a real woman, you have to always be ready to tell the truth about yourself, even if other people aren't willing to tell the truth about themselves. Okay, you don't model yourself after other people. You model yourself after the standards and with the boundaries that you know that you are supposed to have. Okay, see, people, I mean, this is the number one problem I think in the world. If people did what they know that they were supposed to do, because everybody knows what they're supposed to do what you're supposed to do, and then you wouldn't have 95% of the problems that you have, probably 99. Because, there's some things that you can't control. You ride somebody across the median, you in your lane, you doing everything right, you going the speed limit, but they cross the median, they do a head-on crash. Okay, you don't have no control over that. That's that 1%. 99% of the time, you have total control over what you do, what you say, and what happens to you because of the path that you take and the choices that you make. This was a very poor choice, and it's probably not too late. You can try to fix it, but it's going to be dependent upon her willingness to allow you to fix it. But that's what I said. You better pour it on real thick and focus on the kids, and then she might listen to your dumb ass. Because this was just really, this was a hot mess. I just can't believe somebody would go to somebody's house and sit there and lie to their goddamn face like that. Okay, letter number 5. Dear Deborah, I am a 36-year-old black female. I have been separated for 4 years prior to my recent divorce. 4 years separated. I wonder how long you was married. During that time, I did not date anyone. I haven't had a relationship since my ex-husband. Instead, I found comfort in God and food. Oh no. I have gained about 50 pounds. I want so much to have a relationship. However, I just can't seem to attract anyone. I go to church every Sunday, and I go other places such as the library, the grocery store, shopping centers, and occasionally I'll take in a movie or go out to a restaurant. I still haven't found anyone. Quiet as a kept girlfriend, those aren't really the places where men like to hang out, but proceed. Okay, I believe that things happen for a reason, yet I don't know the reason. What can I do? I've even tried this internet thing. However, I'm afraid to meet these people in person for fear they won't be physically attracted to me. Signed, healed, and ready. Well, I don't know. You're not healed, and nor are you ready. What are you talking about? Everything in this letter shows that you're not ready. You're really down on yourself. You just beating yourself in the foot. Beating yourself upside the head. And I think the reason why you can't attract somebody is because you don't feel worthy of attracting anyone. You feel like there's something wrong with you. Don't you think if you're trying to hide something and you're feeling this kind of confusion and lack of esteem and lack of confidence, that is being projected to other people, that they can read that about you, they read that insecurity, and it confuses them, and they don't want to deal with you because they don't want to get their emotions and their heart wrapped up in your confusion. People are very self-protective, and it's good that they are more aware of what's going on. But with you, I think, is it really just your weight? Because let me tell you something. I went to school in Houston, Texas. I lived there for 5 years. I came from California, the land of alfalfa sprouts and marathons. Okay, everybody was skinny. Everybody exercised after death. Yoga and est and all this stuff. Californians do. And when I got down there, I'm running, I'm doing all this stuff right, and those women was looking at me like, "Bitch, what's wrong with you? Don't you think it's hot out here?" And I know, I was like really skinny because I was just really athletic, and I ran like 5 miles a day. And I looked around and I saw so many women that were like size 18 and up with men that just adored the fuck out of them. Okay. Some of the men were small and some of them men were big too. But it didn't matter. They just was like, this is my baby, this and that. And honey, don't you tell me nothing. For them women, that hair was laid. They had their nails done. Their toes was out. They wore heels and stuff. Little tight clothes. And they'd be parading around, with that little sachet on. Very feminine, very graceful. But they were big girls, But they carried themselves like they were proud of who they were. And they did not let their size interfere with them being personable, just funny, engaging, and all of that kind of stuff. They did not transfer who they were as a person to their size. And that was a very valuable lesson for me to learn at 18. And, because growing up in California, it was just different. This is the land of Hollywood, and everybody's a model and a actress and all this old stuff. And so it was a completely different kind of self-acceptance than I'd ever seen. And it really taught me a lot to watch these sisters in action. So for you, I always like to tell these long-winded stories, but I like to give examples of what I'm talking about and why I think the way that I think so that you guys understand where I'm coming from. You can't, you need to be confident no matter what size you are. Love you. Okay, there's nothing you can do about that, like, overnight. I mean, if you want to become a smaller woman, it can happen. You just got to, put your plan in place. But what can you do about that? Well, I don't know. If you don't have any money to join a gym or some kind of, facility, then you need to invest in some sturdy walking shoes, some nice, like lycra pants, because if you wear cotton clothes, how they creep up on your thighs and ride up in between your legs. That's not cute. So you get you some, like, spandex cotton type exercise pants that won't do that, and then you start walking. Start with a mile a day. I don't care how long it takes you. You do a mile a day. You'll notice as the weeks go by that you can do that mile faster and faster. Then you start adding a mile and a half. Work up to 2. Then what you want to do is get to where you can do like 5 miles a day. You can do one of these. I have one of these like tracker things, and it shows me. They have Fitbit. They have all kinds. This one's from Samsung, and it tracks your steps per day. Your goal should be 10,000 steps, which is I think 5 miles. And to do that per day. And then you can also do something else, like go to a gym, go to a water aerobics class, do some videotape, exercise videotape in your house. There's a woman that used to be really popular called Leslie Sampson, and she had like this walking video that people would do at their house, and they'd be doing their arms and doing stuff, so they burn extra calories. But that was also done in the privacy of your own home. So you can, start to tone yourself up. You can also have a walking group at work. You and some other ladies that want to tone up and lose a few pounds, y'all go walking together. You get an hour lunch walk for 30 minutes, eat the other 30 minutes, and then get back to work. So there's options here that will help you, feel empowered, because you'll be taking charge of the direction that you want to go, and not just sitting there just acting like a leaf blowing in the wind with no self-control. You are going to control that. You're going to change what you eat, but the main thing is to become more active first. As the weight starts coming off, you'll want to add to that by changing your eating habits. That's what I've noticed when I was a trainer. That seemed to be the pattern that most women would follow for grand success. But you can lose a whole dress size just by exercising without changing anything that you eat, and without dropping a pound on the scale. You'll lose body fat, and the fat is fluffy. That's what makes you bulky, and makes you have to wear a larger size. Once you lose body fat, you might weigh exactly the same size amount on the scale, but you wear a dress size. You go down from, say, I don't know, a 16 to a 14, from an 18 to a 16, without losing a pound on the scale. That's how it works. So those are my suggestions for you. And of course, if you have money to join a gym, you can do that as well. But a lot of it's just going to be, you understand what happened and the emotional eating that you were doing. So stop it. I mean, you're in control here. This is not happening to you. This is something that you're doing to yourself. So what you have to do is make a decision to stop doing that, and then you'll be good. You see what I mean? Take control, girlfriend. Letter number 6. Wow, what did I do here? Okay. I don't know what I did. I'm 19 years old, and I'm deeply affected by this. Talking about the angry MGTOW men out to destroy a female ego's video. I haven't had a boyfriend or even dated anyone because I have high standards. I used to feel like I was the prettiest girl, and that's only because people would tell me I was. Oh boy, here we go. But when I started rejecting guys, they would say horrible things about me, such as I'm ugly. They only contacted me because I looked easy to screw, that I'm useless, all sorts of things. And more than one guy has said this to me. I feel so terrible, I want to cry. Now I'm so insecure I don't reject guys anymore. I'm scared they'll hurt me. And I get desperate too. What should I do? I wonder what that means. I get desperate too. That's rather vague. I don't know what that means. So you feel that, but what do you do? That would have been something good for me to know. That is a big question mark in my mind. Okay, the first thing that here, you're only 19, honey. You a baby. You still have milk breath. Having high standards is good, because if you did have high standards, you would have avoided these nignogs that you're talking about. Because, see, obviously, any man who would jump back and say those kinds of things about a woman is not a quality man, and he has no high standards, and he should have never even become a part of your, or been a blip on your radar. As far as you thinking that you're missing something because you haven't dated anyone, you have not. Don't you listen to my advice, the advice columns, or read my blogs? Those are all women who, all that angst and heartache and those battered feelings and that shattered self-esteem all came because they had relationships with knuckleheads. I'm telling you, it's not all that to be in a relationship with these men. So you used to feel like you're the prettiest girl, and but that's only because people would tell you that you were. What do you tell yourself? You know, that's what they call it, self-esteem, self. Because it's supposed to come from you, not from what other people tell you that you are. See, that's what I keep trying to get you girls to understand. You cannot, there's two kinds of people in this world. There's two kinds of people. There's people who are self-identified, like me. I don't give a fuck what you say. I know that I'm the shit, and so you can say whatever you want to. That has no effect on me. That's like water running off a duck's back, okay? Or there are people who look outside themselves for validation, for approval, for a belief of what and who and what they are. They want you to define who and what they, and that's what you're doing right now. And I want you to stop doing that. They don't know you. Okay, so why should you let what they say have any effect on you? They don't know who the fuck you are. They just talk to you. I'm assuming this is some online dating that you're talking about, the way you say it. They don't know who you are. So why are you putting all this weight on what complete strangers say to you as having any kind of validity whatsoever? I don't understand that. It's like, okay, well, motherfucker, I might have been ugly and all this stuff that you say, but why? So you must like ugly girls because you sure did contact me. So shut up. Get the fuck out of here. And then block them. But, you know, they say things like that. Men will say stuff like, males rather, will say stuff like that because they're immature, childish, and stupid. And they want to try to hurt you because their feelings are hurt because they got rejected. So they lash out like 2-year-olds. That's what little kids do. And so, you know, they want to hurt you and make you know, hurt your feelings. And what you have to do when they do that kind of stuff is just laugh at them and say, "What you know that you thought that was gonna hurt me, nigga? Please, you ain't tough enough to hurt my feelings." So I don't know. Why do I have such a bitch attitude? People always ask me that. I just really don't know. I just have no respect for nig-nogs that act like that. None. So it means if I have no respect for you, for your intellect, for your presence, for your existence on this planet, I see you as a useless piece of shit walking around on 2 legs. I see you as a waste of air, a waste of your daddy's semen and your mother's ovum, a waste of your mother's 9 months of pregnancy and her labor pains. You're a fucking useless piece of shit. Well, please explain to me why somebody who I think like that would have any effect on what I think about myself. See, that's the part that you're missing. And you're letting these people have all this impact on you. They don't, me and my damn phone. They shouldn't have all that power in your lifetime. I mean, in your life. And you say, you know, more than one guy has said that to me. Oh, by the way, I think this is the girl that's from Chicago. Is this the one from? So all my Facebook people, my ladies is from Chicago. I'm sure you have something you can chime in on this letter about the men in that particular time area, because I've heard nothing but nice nightmare stories from the women that I've interacted with online that live in Chicago. They're like, oh hell no, these men are crazy. But as far as you not rejecting guys anymore, I'm going to suggest that if you're online, get off. Just stop that. Just give yourself a rest. You need a psychic rest from that kind of onslaught until you get yourself together. You need to revitalize and reinforce your self-esteem and your self-confidence. And, you know, some counseling may help as well. I hate that you're only 19 and you've already been attacked in this way by these guys and who tried really hard to make you feel small and unimportant, and they succeeded because, you know, that's the way you're coming across in this letter. I wish you lived closer, because then I could, actually teach you this stuff one-on-one. But you have got to do everything that you can to put up a psychic shield between you and this kind of nonsense. And my number one suggestion is that you avoid any and all interaction with nig-nogs online. You know how they send you the message, they try to get with you, hi, how you doing, sweetheart, beautiful, angel, this and that. Delete, block. You don't need to interact with them, and get off the personal sites. Just, be cool, be chill for a minute, be a couple of months, just relax, take some deep breaths, get yourself into some meditation, maybe a yoga class or something. You need to calm down and you need to regroup. And once you do that and get your mind strong again, then we can talk about going out dating. But right now you're in a weakened state, and I just don't think that you're ready. Something really bad is going to happen to you, and it may be something that it will send you to a counselor or some Prozac or something. I don't want that for you. Okay, so what you need to do, take a step back right now and do everything you can to protect yourself from further harm. All right. I hate it because my soft spot is for youngsters, and she's only 19. That's still a kid. Anything that still says teen, she's a baby, and I just hate that this is happening to her. But anyway, it's Friday night. It's still early, so I'm getting ready to get up out of here and hit somebody's happy hour with my exciting new dress on. And I will see you guys tomorrow. We'll do a longer thing. I might do, I don't know, 8 or 9 letters tomorrow since it's Saturday and I have time. But I appreciate everybody watching these videos. I appreciate the votes of support and the kind comments about the Daily Dose relationship reality video series. It's been working out really well, and everybody seems to like it. So thanks. Let me know. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye-bye.